Don't meditate in a hurry. True patience. Yes, that's right, Master. On behalf of Buddhists who practice the Dharma and respect Elder Thich Thong Lac, we would like to thank Master Ton Tien very much. And please tell me a question that a physician, Dr. Pham Ngoc Ton, asked, because of the Elder's Dharma sharing. He asked me, why do you call him Elder, and not Venerable or Venerable? Then how can you say that Elder is an Arhat? Because he works as a physician, he wants to learn more about spiritual meditation to help himself and others. But he doesn't know who to learn from, and he hasn't found anyone worth paying attention to online. Now she tells him to go to the Chan Nu Monastery website where Elder Thich Thong Lac is rebuilding the Dharma. So I respectfully ask you to explain to all those who do not understand the name Elder. I respect you, Master. Reply. 1. During the time the Buddha transmitted the Dharma, did the Buddha accept as monks only those who asked to follow the Buddha to practice and arrange for them to stay in separate for 4 months to test their patience in basic practices? Those who cannot endure are free to leave. The lay life is comfortable. Those who stay, the Buddha now gives one Dharma and only one. The Buddha teaches them to practice, and when that Dharma enters their hearts, they attain enlightenment. Reason. When the Buddha's Dharma enters the mind, the practitioner's mind becomes a liberated mind. Like Buddha. 2. There are many people who, although returning to lay life, still practice the Buddha's teachings in a perverse way to get used to it. At the same time, there were many lay people who listened to the Buddha preach the Dharma. They did not believe in their own abilities, they silently practiced and preserved the Dharma as the Buddha taught. These people did not distinguish between gender, social class, educational level, age or gender. Anyone who has realized the 4 noble truths and decides to practice the Buddha's teachings, the Buddha calls that person a monk. A monk means a person who practices the Buddha's teachings. The Buddha calls a monk. How can one be called a bhikkhu if one practices according to Mahayana? Abuse. A bhikkhu is someone who secretly practices Buddhism by closing the door. From the beginning until attainment, one is still a bhikkhu. When he preaches the Dharma, he calls himself a bhikkhu. But when he does not preach the Dharma, why does he call himself a bhikkhu? 3. Anyone who practices the Buddha's Dharma and attains the fruit of liberation is free from suffering, and is called an Arhat. The word arahant means the end of suffering. Those who have attained the fruit, even young ones like Rahula, are called elder. When you call yourself an elder, you must teach what you have realized to those who do not know. If you do not teach it to those who do not know, then what is the point of calling yourself an elder? For those who have attained enlightenment, one is that they quietly leave the world. Second, when he knows he still has affinity with worldly people, he calls himself an elder and teaches the Dharma to worldly people. Mahayana misunderstood. They thought that old monks, still greedy for fame and profit, should just call themselves elder to show off. 4. It's like a doctor. Whoever decides to treat a patient must show his medical degree to the patient and entrust his life to the doctor. There are many people who have passed the medical exam but do not practice medicine. They don't need a medical degree for anything. 5. When Buddha attained enlightenment, he decided to choose the monastery of the 5 brothers Khandana as the starting point for spreading Buddhism. Here, he solemnly declared to the world, "In heaven and on earth, I alone am the most honored. In all the world, birth, aging, sickness and death." Meaning, in this world, before me, until this day and hour, only I am the master of birth, aging, sickness, and death, that is, I am Buddha. Any Buddha that came before was a Chinese Buddha, nonsense. And then, he preached the Dharma and taught the practice to the 5 brothers Khandana. The 5 of them all attained arhatship. It is thanks to the 5 of them all attaining arhatship that it serves as evidence that the truth of the 4 noble truths is true. It means scientifically proven. Anyone who practices and puts the Buddha's teachings into practice will attain the same liberation. 6. Just like Buddha, Master Thong Lac was originally a novice monk who practiced Mahayana, gradually rising to the rank of great monk, venerable and venerable. But he clearly realized that practicing according to Mahayana was wrong, but he did not know which way to turn. He left the monastery of his master Ton Tu, finding a place to live alone. He always had the intention, mind is white like a concubic shell, contemplating leaving greed, contemplating leaving anger, contemplating leaving ignorance. Because Master Thong Lak decided not to be attracted by fame and profit. Thanks to this method of intention, he was able to escape the influence of greed. And Master Thong Lak always sought the right path of practice according to Buddha. What a great encounter! After Venerable Thich Minh Chau finished translating the Nikaya Sutras into Vietnamese, Master Thong Lak was able to read them. Thanks to Master Thong Lak, he was able to keep the precepts and escape the mind of greed. From then on, when he read the Nikaya Sutras, he understood them as clearly as if he could see the lines on the palm of his hand. When Master Thong Lak read the Sutra of the Four Foundations of Mindfulness, his heart was filled with excitement, and Master Thong Lak decided to choose the Four Foundations of Mindfulness to bring home, asking his younger brother U Jiu Quang and his mother to feed him, give him 1 meal a day, and watch over him while he entered the room to practice. He diligently practiced the Four Foundations of Mindfulness for 6 months and attained enlightenment. When he attained enlightenment, he met many high monks in the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. Together they rebuild the Dharma of the Tathagata, saving monks, nuns, Buddhists and the Vietnamese people from ignorance, confusion and darkness. But how can the so-called high moral monks who are enjoying worldly pleasures, power, wealth, traveling and having fun everywhere, in front of the enthusiastic applause of generations of naive Buddhists, accept the situation, living alone, eating 1 meal a day, no money in their pockets, not being able to see anyone to show off their teaching skills and speak falsely? Due to failure, Master Thong Lak decided to return to Chua Am, Trang Bang, Tay Ninh, left by his father, who was a monk of the esoteric sect. Master Thong Lak established Chan Nu Monastery to accept students. He called himself Elder Thich Thong Lak. Most of the monks were disciples of Master Tan Tu. They were famous monks. Famous in the world, had big temples, hundreds of thousands of Buddhists, money and like water. They decided to leave Master Tan Tu and follow Elder Thich Thong Lak to register as a monks. Obviously, because he opened a monastery to accept monks, Master Thong Lak called himself an elder. He wanted to single-handedly come forward to save Vietnamese Buddhist monks and nuns, to escape the cycle of superstition and anothering that Mahayana Buddhism besieged. Thanks to that, we are fortunate to know the true Buddhism. 7. I want to meditate. Buddhists and lay people who are still living and working to make a living, that is, their minds are not at peace, and learning meditation is harming their own lives, because of addiction, it will gradually lead you into a state of endless confusion, becoming crazy, stupid, grumpy, rude, stubborn, without knowing it. Read the lecture on Zen by Monk Thich Ton Tien, then you will understand clearly. Remember, the mind has no spirit or consciousness. The mind is just like a child. Even though we are old, the mind is still a child. Read the Dharma talk on the 5 aggregates, write attention, and practice the 6 basic dharmas, then you will understand. 8. Where to find a Dharma teacher? It is really unfortunate for Vietnamese monks and Buddhists. When Master Thong Lak preached the Dharma, not many people believed, were determined, and had the will to practice to attain liberation, but most of them followed the Mahayana tradition of transmission. They followed Master Thong Lak to get the Arhat degree and then returned to work as teachers, in order to show off their reputation and earn a money. Besides, there are many Buddhists who have the good fortune to take refuge with Master Thong Lak, but still devour animal lives as usual. While Mahayana sent intruders, causing chaos, causing truth waves, forcing some monks to secretly find their own place to continue practicing. Some have attained enlightenment and quietly left this world. Some have quietly spread the true Buddha Dharma established by the elder in our beloved homeland Vietnam. Some have returned to Ba Vai Mountain, Hanoi, to open a monastery. Some have opened a monastery in Hai Phong. Some in Phan Rang. They are lonely, scattered everywhere, depending on fate each person receives the true Dharma. 9. Even if you meet someone who teaches the true Dharma, don't believe it immediately. Everyone only believe in Master Thong Lak, because he has officially revealed the true Dharma to us. Everyone, please read the scriptures of Master Thong Lak on thursdayveenthaythonglak.net and gwintwichannu.net, free of charge. Then take the teachings of the monks and compare them to see if they are exactly the same as the teachings of the elder. Remember, the Dharma taught by the Buddha and the Dharma that the elder has re-established are all Dharma practices on the body. If you practice on the body, it will manifest. That is the most correct answer. Never learn theory alone. If you learn theory alone, you will be familiar with the old road, silently returning to the Mahayana barrier, where fame and profit are all around you without you knowing or realizing it. Note 1. Currently, Mahayana has controlled Chan Nu Monastery. 2. Many of Master Thong Lak's scriptures have been edited, revised, and lost their meaning by Mahayana through requests for reprinting. 3. Only news, gwintwichannu.net, thursdayveenthaythonglak.net, and some kind people, like Facebook, love, forgiveness, right intention, right view, Firefly Lamp, Ananda Lamp. However, it's better to be careful. 4. Even though Master Tan Tien clearly explains the practice, you still should not believe it too quickly. Try practicing right intention and the 6 basic dharmas for a week to 3 months, then decide. Most fundamentally, you will notice that your temperament changes, bringing with it many wonderful good qualities. Is that right?